Hello, and thank you for watching. This is Dominator here with, finally, another LEGO Transformers MOC showcase. In celebration of Halloween, I have for you Bludgeon. Bludgeon is one of the creepier Decepticons cross media, so I figured he would make a perfect candidate for a Halloween special. I made him the more modern interpretation of the character, where he has the tank mode built into him, not the Pretender shell. And basically, if you don't know what the Pretender shell is, I did some drawings here just to explain it. It's basically, you have this action figure here, non-posable. You take it apart, then you get your transformer out, and that is the part that would turn into the vehicle mode. I did not want to build that, because not only would it limit posability, but you barely even see Bludgeon's robot mode. You see it for one issue in the Marvel comic, I believe, so to my knowledge, his Pretender shell is his robot mode, or at least in my opinion. But with all the technical stuff aside, I think I did a pretty decent job at accommodating his tank mode. I wanted to limit the amount of other colors that were visible on it, since the G1 Pretender robot was all green. So obviously there are other colors, but I think I managed to hide it pretty well. And one of the biggest changes to the design is I have these two cannons here, which for robot mode these will become his swords. I thought this would be a very cool weapon storage idea, so I just went with it. Underneath, you can pretty much see robot mode there. There's his head just behind the cannon. But all in all, not too much you can do. You can kind of angle the cannon a little bit without popping it off here. It's just a nice little brick of a thing. But with that, I will get him transformed. And now that Bludgeon is in his robot mode, I can happily say this is easily one of my favorite transformations I have ever made. I really like how I was able to mostly get all the orange to condense inside of the tank, so it really separates his two modes. And while there is a lot of green that probably shouldn't be there, or it shouldn't be there for the original Marvel comic, but later versions have more green on the mode. Anyway, with the green, it still looks really good, and the orange is the main color. I forgot to mention this in the tank mode, but I used purple for his head instead of the maroon color, which later versions tend to use. It's kind of debatable which version is correct, because sometimes in the Marvel comics it looked red, other times it looked purple. I just went with purple because all the cool Decepticons are purple, like Shockwave, Beast Wars, Megatron. It's just purple. Purple works well. So yeah, I got the Decepticon symbol on his belt here. And yeah, so for gimmicks, as I mentioned in the tank mode, oh, that just went flying. You can take off these cannons, and these will become his katanas, which this would cooperate here. He can hold. And I use these candle pieces not just to make them look more like cannons, but also to extend the handles, because the way the arms transform, the hands ended up really low, so it looks awkward when he's just holding the plain swords. So yeah, the arms are not too posable, but they have just enough posability to get the sword in front of his face, so he can kind of do the whole samurai, and then he's ready to cut you up there. It's Halloween, I can say that stuff. Then on his back here, just like the G1 toy, or sort of like it anyway. You can rotate this panel here to reveal yet even more orange that was tucked away in the tank mode. And then this is what's like the G1 toy. He can wield the cannon on his arm, sort of like Megatron's fusion cannon. I personally love this look for him, even though he doesn't really have this look very much in media. Just because, I don't know, I like characters with arm cannons. Bludgeon kind of just is the character that does everything that Decepticons do well. He's got an arm cannon, he's got purple, he's got everything. So, yeah. For size comparison, here Bludgeon is with a minifigure. So, decent size there. And here he is with a MOC model that I haven't showed off in a while, and I've actually changed this quite a bit. Megatron. If you ever want to see an updated video on my G1 Megatron, let me know, because this thing has changed drastically since I last showed it. So, yeah. That's kind of all there is to say about Bludgeon here. I appreciate you watching and sticking with me. I know my uploads are very infrequent, but yeah. So, I appreciate you, and happy Halloween.